Read.
Genesis 25:19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son.
Now, let me show you the sign right here. The generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Isaac was the second-born son to Abraham. And the chosen line came through what? Abraham and Isaac. Then later came down into Jacob. So we're giving you the origins of the so-called European man. Read on.
Abraham begat Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Pan the Aram.
Right, go ahead.
The sister to Laban, the Syrian.
Now, let me say this about Syrian. These people were not actually Syrian. They were living up in the area of Syria. They were Hebrews. They were always relatives that came out of the line of Abraham's people. So they married among their cousins and so forth back there, because we was a family back then. We wasn't no big nation as yet. So we was marrying among ourselves, and the Most High allowed it at that time. Read on.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren.
Right, she was barren. She couldn't give birth. Go ahead. Or couldn't conceive. Go ahead.
And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived.
And Rebekah, because Isaac went to the Lord to ask that the Lord would open the womb of his wife. So it says, and Rebekah his wife conceived. Go ahead.
And the children struggled together within her.
Now these children is Jacob, Esau, and Jacob. There was a fight going on because the soul that's in him was not upright. The soul that was in him was righteous. So they were fighting, good against evil. Read on.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
So there was struggling going on in her womb, so she went to the Lord. She wanted to know what was the struggling all about. What did this represent? Read on.
And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
And these 2 sons shall proceed 2 nations. Read on.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 different types of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Read on.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And it was not the so-called Negro stronger physically, mentally, and spiritually than the so-called European man. Jacob was stronger than Esau. Read on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Now, during the time of King David, King Solomon, the elder did serve the younger. But now he's getting ready to serve us again. The so-called European man, Esau, Edom, they're going to serve us again. Read on.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
Right. This is talking about the white man, because the so-called white man is not white. He's really red. That's why down south they call him redneck cracker. When you smack the damn cracker, the white man, he gets redder. When he gets mad, he gets red. Cold, he gets redder. And look at him in general. He's a red man. When he tries to get a tan, what happens? He burns his skin and he looks red, even redder. Read on.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
That represent what? That's symbolic, representing that Jacob is going to pull Esau down. Esau is being pulled down. Now, jump from there, go to the book of the 30th verse. Genesis 25, 30.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Right, Edom, that's another name. The first name that he was given was Esau, which means what? Wasted away is he. Meaning he had a lack of pigment and melanin in his skin. That's why the so-called white man looks the way he does, red. His other name that was given to him was what? Esau was his first name, wasted away is he. His other name, Edom, means red. And both of these words are from the Hebrew. Edom means red, because that's what color he was. Now go from there to Genesis 36 and 8. Same brother, Genesis 36 and 8.
Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
Right, Mount Seir was a range of mountains below Jerusalem. And it says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. Read on.
And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
Right, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. So you so-called Europeans, you descended from Esau, and you are known as a nation as what? As Edom. As Edom. Now, let's jump from there to the book of Obadiah. Now, we gave you some physical characteristics of Esau or Edom. Now we're going to give you some symbols and what he was going to do in the future. Obadiah, that's one chapter long, and start from the first verse, the first line of the first verse, and jump to the second verse. Read, brother.
The vision of Obadiah. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Right, read it all the way through. Go ahead.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Did you read the first verse? Read the first verse.
The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom.
Right. Thus saith the Lord power concerning Edom. This is the vision concerning the Edomites. Future prophecy. Second verse now.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathens, thou art greatly despised. Meaning hated. The heathens are the other nations. All the nations hate the so-called white man. And we're going to go back into Habakkuk to prove that. Read on.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Did not the so-called white, so-called European man dwell in the caves of the Caucasus Mountains? Yes, he did. Does he dwell in caves now? Yes, he does. These skyscrapers and these buildings that he built up made out of stone. These are modern day caves. Read on.
Whose habitation is high.
That's why they build these old skyscrapers. And in the Bible, in the law, in Deuteronomy, it says you're not supposed to build a house no more than 3 stories high. So the so-called European man, Esau, Edom, have broken that law. Read on.
That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Right, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's what he says in his mind. Who's going to bring me down? Who's going to destroy me? When they went over there and fought against Saddam Hussein, that's what they said. That's what they had in their heart. When they fought in the Vietnam War, that's what they had in their heart, in their mind. When they fought in World War I, World War II. Read on.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
Now what's the symbol? What's the symbol of the so-called white man? The eagle. The Olympic, the volleyball team, American volleyball team, they call themselves the Bald Eagles. And they all shave their head bald, saying that they're the Bald Eagles. See that spirit of Esau rousing up? And that's their symbol. Their symbol is the eagle. Symbolic animal is the eagle. Read on.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
And though thou set thy what? Thy nest among the stars. What is that talking about? Going into outer space. Read on.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Right. Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Read on.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off?
Right, because the Most High going to cut you off totally. The so-called European man is going to be cut off totally. See? Now, let's go back to Habakkuk. This brother was reading Habakkuk. Let's read on.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.